And good afternoon, everybody. Sorry for the quick delay. We had to wait for one of the runners to get a in real life thing done. Welcome to Metroid Planets, Week 1 brackets. Name's Skyhawk. I'll be calming and tracking, so if I miss anything, guys, please let me know. This might be a little hard for me to do. This will be Game 2 against Fleury versus Hotstreak. This was rescheduled from over the weekend. So just as a reminder, bracket settings for Game 2 is 4 custom areas. Criteria is replaced by BSL Station. Norfair is... let me get my list here. Norfair is Slatestone. Brinstar is replaced by Turnova. And Torian is replaced by Presentiment. So the gates dropped here. We're going to be starting here in just a second. All right, we're going to be starting in Turnova, which is Brinstar. I can be able to go to the right. Got a missile block there. The first item picked up and finish getting the audios done for Hotstreak as well. All right. Heading further up here. We do have a bit of a divergence. So we're continuing to go left. Hotstreak deciding to go back up right. Kind of zigzagging pit. Could be a one-item room here. Nope. Continuing to climb. There's our first missile pickup. That'll open up that right side from the ship. It's a verticalness today. Possible first major here. Screw attack. That'll help Fleury and eventually Hotstreak get around a little easier. But unfortunately, screw attack doesn't give any logical progression in the game. So right now, this is just quality of life. And first elevator check going to BSL Station. Hotstreak's going to go in here. This is a good move right now. It's an early find. So now Fleury's following in the same footsteps now. Ooh, an ice beam pickup for Hotstreak and BSL. That will allow for a little bit of platforming, though there hasn't really been anything yet. Ooh. Missile doors and too short. So Fleury continuing here. He's going to find his first missile pack. Now, the Ice Beam is a good pickup, but for the moment, there's no real set direction to go. That's a Morph Ball check over there. Can be easily avoided. Yes, Kazu. I'm gonna try. So, heroes, the reason for the reschedule, Hotstreak's cat decided to play footsie with the router and caused a bunch of issues, so the runners agreed to reschedule game 2. So both runners are on VSL. This is still good. Obviously, we know that progression's in here, at least in terms of Ice Beam. But it's an early find, so this is not a bad decision. Alright, so both players picked up Magna Core. I should put that in there, huh? Oop. Oop. So this room's Hotstreak, and there's a bomb lock behind the missile block, so that's not going anywhere. Yeah, still not a bad call by Hotstreak to stick around in VSL. I have a feeling this is a wreck ship provide seed. Speaking of wreck, no. Wait, let me reserve. It is wreck ship. Not to mention that the elevator's wrecked. Oh, yeah. Also, thank you, heroes. Fleury, the infamous bomb, ice locked, Metroid locked combat room with a possible major. We'll see if that causes an issue for the runners today. A little bit of heat run, that's going to be doable. Ooh, here's a good possible major room for Hotstreak, but missing bombs or spring ball for that. And this extra min on Fleury's side has 4 doors, so there's some exploring to be done. Another E-Tank pickup for Hotstreak will help with the heat runs. Won't be so much of a big deal in this seed, as we've all found out that Presentiment does not have any heated rooms to say of. Possible major in that fusion room for Hotstreak. That's a bomb lock. Just another missile pack. This will be a bunch of miners over here for Fleury. Hopefully an E-Tank. I'll help extend the run a little longer. Oh, just some missiles. That's the other side of M. Yeah, that surge core is going to stay right there. That's all the bottom of M. I think M has an item in it. Oh, another area that's got 2 items behind missiles. Ooh, a various suit deep in wreck ship. We'll be okay right now. Where are you? And La Boule. Okay, the morph ball's good. But we still need something else. It's going to help in Turnova. I don't know. Oh, man. See, that's a tough call. You just found 2 items in wreck ship. We have seen instances of more. And there's presentiment. Okay, so Turian / presentiment is in BSL station. Now, Hotstreak's gonna find out real fast. Not right now, but he's gonna need spring ball or bombs to get by on high jump. This is one of those weird need all major rooms, but it doesn't. It's past that way though. So that also means that as long as the runners know that there's nothing in presentiment worth going after. Well, that looks like going to the right of the ship. That kind of looks like possibly the best beam morph ball tunnel. Man, it kind of does feel like this is a loaded Krat wreck ship seed. So, in terms of the other areas, Morph Ball should help a lot in Slatestone. Not much in terms of bomb blocks, to my knowledge. There is a couple of vertical rooms that are bomb locked. Okay, yeah. Fleury noping right out. He knows what this room is. Yes, Spazer is actually required. What? Even though everything's pathed in the room, you could get away without bombs or a spring ball. Wait, no. Sorry, you can get away without spring ball because the spring ball check isn't really a block unless you're approaching the elevator because the button's on the other side. Like I said, it's sort of a weird setup. Even wave beam technically is not required. So Hotstreak's gone back. We'll switch over to Hotstreak for now. We'll consider him technically in the lead. Until Morph Ball says no. Hoping Fleury gets his ice beam before he walks out. No other type of vertical movement. Freezing enemies will be the next best option. Fleury knows what room this is, but you definitely need bombs or spring ball to get up there. Trying to time it with an enemy is not... It's, I don't want to say frame perfect, but it's very hard. Hotstreak's going back to the ship. He's going to go to the right. I'm really curious to see what's on the side. That was the rare recharge at the ship. Not a bad move. I wasn't paying attention. Did Fleury find his ice beam? I guess I'll find out in a second here. Okay, no, he didn't get it yet. All right. Let's hope that doesn't technically put a damper on his plans. Another map station. We're gonna get a bit of a random check this time. Nope, a little targeted. Oh, there's a lot more back there. And yeah, Fleury's gonna fall right behind him. Alright, this is where we're gonna find out if Ice Beam may be needed here. Another E-Tank. Pick a Hotstreak. This will help a bit. Oh, and there's Spore Spawn. Okay, so Fleury is going to be kind of stuck here for a bit. This will give Hotstreak a bit of a lead. To anyone watching for the first time, is the myth, the man, the legend, Spore Spawn. Got a second breath of life outside of SM being ignored by everybody. That screw attack would actually be pretty helpful right now. But I think Hotstreak's got this. Alright, Fleury reset. Marked on his map, he needs the item. He knows he can't go there. Now, I think he might actually push the left side of Turnova. There is one path left. I'm not sure if that's going to lead to an elevator. He needs space jump to be somewhere there at this point. Or actually, so I'm looking at the map now, there's absolutely nothing. There we go. I think he figured out that he's got to go back to BSL. All right, fun boss down. Where are you? This list is not in orders, folks. There we go. Fourth E-Tank. Good for the refill. Though it's kind of getting close to the point that we might have enough. Will we follow the standard Enigma protocol? A spore spawn hiding in an elevator. Tune in next week for Dragon Ball. I mean, we'll find out soon. Wow, another hub. Okay, there's a lot left to explore here. All right, here's another elevator. This should be... This is Kraid. Oh, now this is more flaw. Okay, ooh, we have a race, folks. We definitely have a race. So, Hotstreak still has more space to explore in Turnova. He's gonna find other elevators. If one of them is not more flocked, it's just gonna lead him down a bit of a rabbit hole here. There's the ice beam for Fleury. Is he gonna just leave or keep checking? No, he's gonna keep checking. He doesn't. He messed up the first time. He's gonna make sure this is still. Yeah, he's gonna make sure this is all cleared. All right. So, all right. There's the other elevator. Okay, so here's Slatestone. This could block him also. Lots of more fall tunnels in this area. The infamous Ripper Road no one ever wants to do and few ever check. Holds absolutely nothing today. A little bit of a heated run here, not going to be a problem for Hotstreak. All right, Fleury's back, and like on his way over to Spospo. Okay, the Ridley elevator is blocked. Okay, so we're looking for more than one item today. So Fleury's gonna have access to Kraid. He'll be able to get into Slatestone and do some searching. But now Hotstreak is... Hotstreak's got to question himself. Is he going to keep looking in the area here for an item? Maybe he thinks Morph Ball is here. Let's use a major. Oh, there's Space Jump. Okay, so Ice Beam is hard required this seed. Now, for those also unfamiliar with Presentiment, it only has one actual Mother Brain room in the whole pack. And it's a very tall vertical room, so that Space Jump's going to be pretty big. Not necessarily like hard required, but it will make the runner's life much easier to get to the top of that room. Otherwise, high jump and ice should be more than enough. Yep, and a small little heated death there, but that's okay. It wasn't that far away. Maybe he's opting to go back. Nope, so keep looking. Still has some space, I guess. Fleury will definitely pick up that other Actually, okay, I'm not picking any more energy if I'm Fleury. Varia will make those 3 tanks last so long. Okay, here's Fleury's fight on Sport Spot. Will go a lot easier with Screw Attack. You'll actually get those Rippers out of the way. No posse for Sport Spawn. Yeah, this Norfer just keeps giving more and more options to Hotstreak. It's another Morph Ball Tunnel. I believe your middle option to the left is open. Yeah. There's an item here, but this is a multi-item room with lots of Morph Tunnels. So I think... Oh, does he have one more option left? He might have one more check left. Hit one boss down for Fleury. Or at least I don't even count that part. This is where Fleury is probably going to start taking the lead now. As soon as he finds that elevator crate, he'll definitely make a dive for it. Okay, there's Slate Stone. See, this is where I disagree. I would rather find Kraid and work on Kraid first than to do this area. Knowing that's a dead end. Oh, so Fleury's gonna go find his spring ball lock. I wish he had bombs, because this 2 crumble tiles long is doable with bombs as a logic break. Okay, this Don't Look Down cave room has a possible major. Just needs to... Hotstreak needs to shoot some blocks at the bottom to find a lift. I'm pretty sure he knows this room. It's not exactly hidden. Alright, what do we got up here? Spazer Beam. Okay, that almost gives us full access into Turian. Personally, though, kind of wish that was bombs. I would give Hotstreak the clue that maybe shouldn't be here. Alright, Fleury gets his space jump. Aerial Blender has been activated. Right, okay, Hotstreak's leaving. Okay, he's now wondering what's going on here. We're getting our first look in here. Ooh, Sensor Core pickup by Fleury. So Sensor Core, along with the other cores, for the initiative to explain, is a unique addition to Metroid and specifically this game. It'll allow the runners to equip one item out of the cores and only be able to change it every 5 minutes or if they collect a new core. The Magna Core, as you saw, kind of works like how Dread and some of the newer games work, where the energy pickups and ammo pickups come to you. Sensor Core is more like a easy mode item. It'll show markings of any type of blocks that you can shoot or any secret paths that lead to another screen. Now, Fleury would be better off to equipping it as he has Varia. So Magna Core is not as useful right now. Yeah, I can see him turning it on if he starts questioning himself. But right now... Oh, there's a high jump. Wow, that was pretty high up. Get it? Kidding. There's another high check room for Hotstreak. Yeah, I don't get it either, Crows. It just comes out of my head. Oh. Here's everyone's new favorite room. If you believe hard enough. Alright, gonna get a likely random check here. Fleury's gonna... Ooh. There you go. So, alright, Fleury's seeing... So Fleury now knows where Torian is. You love that room, Kaze. So much. Poor Kaze. So okay, barring wreck ship holding more stuff, I think Spring Ball is going to be in crate. Cause checking top of the ship. That was just a missile. Spacer beam pickup for Fleury. Both our runners have best beam. Sorry, it's hard to say that. Fleury opting not to get the E-tank. Good call there. He really doesn't need it anymore. Well, as much as people say pick up items, doesn't remember that's 2.5 seconds of fanfare. That adds up. And that like 10-20 seconds could be the difference. We've had some very tight races so far this tournament. Kaz is showing everyone how to spell it out without bots telling you otherwise. Yeah, yeah, Fleury already played game 1. This is just game 2 that was rescheduled. Alright, so we're in Kraid. Oh, he's opting not to pick up missiles either. Not a bad move as well. 90 should be fine for this size of map. Also, again, having knowledge of presentiment is not a very... It's a very non-Zepatite zone. Alright, Hotstreak going down another path here in Terranova. Hey, A showed up. Ooh. Everyone get your letters in today. Okay, these elevators on both ends have a wave beam lock. There's an item on the left side. Could be a possible major. Since Fleury has base jump, you could just get to the top and try it again. Yeah. Oh. On the other side, Fleury. The other side. Items on the right side of this area. Okay, there. Just another missile. Nope. I'd be taking that lift. So remember, we're mostly just looking for spring ball or bombs at this point. That will basically, for presentiment, that'll basically give go mode to Fleury. Okay, so it looks like Hotstreak has figured out he needs to go back to BSL station. Super epic Kraid with a super epic death. Double best revealed likely dead ends. Thanks, Gore. Great content. Hotstreak doing some more searching. Oh, there's a core capacitor. Debating whether or not to pick it up. At least now he can turn on sensor. That's what he's going to do. Perfect. Now you see that little marking there on the wall. Denotes as a path. That's a missile pack he's not going to be able to pick up. All right, Hotstreak back in BSL. Now we know he's got to go over to wreck ship. He had not found it on their first try, so. Yeah, so that's some interesting workarounds in this game with depending on the enemies. So, as you can see, Kraid is prone to lava. Spore Spawn is very weak to bombs, either via the juicy center or his root. The root will actually force him to open up his mouth and stay open a little longer. He remembered a spring ball. So this is pretty much go mode. Wait, wait, no high jump. Oh, there's the other best beam. All right. Short of long beam, full beam combo. So no, he needs to find high jump or bombs. Bombs will get so yeah. So Hotstreak's going into Torini. Does not need to go. There's nothing there. So there's one check. With a spacer lock. Then this is a bomb check. So he needs bombs. Could still have either item, both items in Ridley. Let's mark down some stuff here. That there. There. Hotstreak, not sure what's going on. All right, we're getting our dip into Ridley now. Proper logical entry into Ridley. Okay, so bombs go mode here. So let's see what Hotstreak decided to do. Let's go, Hotstreak. Stick it out. Find that wreck ship. Oh, definite wave requirement for Ridley. Possible major. Hey, it's the bombs, aka the flashing Pokeball. All right, that puts Fleury in definite go mode now. So, Dias, this actually is game 2. This was rescheduled from the weekend. Oh, cause it's like a trophy. Because you gotta bomb them all. Oh, there's our last major. Oh, claim your prize, sir. Be that and the Aegis core, which, if equipped, actually triples your invincibility time. Can be a very good early game core. Yeah, that doesn't have a major. You're not looking for anything else for it. You just go. That Kaze is stuck. Oh, lovely. Our the not so favorite Ridley room. You can technically get inside the cube in that room, but it is next to suicidal. There's too much going on in there to be able to kill him fast enough with the amount of damage you take. So Fleury's doing something special here. He's freezing all the balls, as the game only allows a certain amount to be on the screen. So right now that's at that limit, allowing him free reign to jump up there and take pot shots at him. Fleury, it's probably just easier to wave beam it. This is definitely a safe approach to this fight. In this room. Glitching out to get out of the flower. That's actually not intended. It's actually a glitch. It will be removed in 134. Which probably tune in for the finale, because odds are the developer will release it right then. The nasty habit of doing that during races. Yeah, if you yeah, cause if you get yourself stuck on the top flower and then glitch your way out of it, you can get in. But like I said, there's way too many things in there. You're gonna take so much damage. All right, Hotstreak is in wreck ship, so he's gonna find that morph ball soon. Hopefully finds that Varia too. It's gonna help him a lot. That is correct, Linkshot. BSL station is literally a custom area of fusion rooms. All right, so Fleury's on his way to Turian. Yeah, I believe it was in the through the top right corner, top left corner of this room. But I guess Hotstreak's going to try the bottom first. So the rooms you see here in the game are all user created by the community. Whatever your imagination can come up with. There's a lot of recreation of certain Metroid games. There's a lot of recreation of certain other games. Yep, all of that's user created. There are currently, we're inching closer to 25,000 user created rooms at this time. The tournament itself, we've only vetted about 13 or 14,000 with the goal of keeping the runs as short as possible. Screw attack picked up by space jump. Oh yeah, we have, there's everything. To custom areas like Turnova that look beautiful. To this kind of room that's just basically the shape of a letter but has these awesome background tiles. To 1x1 areas like this. But whether it's a work of art or just a simple room of polygons, any room created by anybody needs to be, you know, respected and enjoyed. Are we going to get a Surge Core pickup, please? Please, Surge Core pickup. All right. Thank you, Hotstreak. You made my day. Don't laugh at me, Kaze. Kaze needs to go left more. He'll get there. So Fleury's opting to turn off screw attack here. Because in the current state of planets, damage boosting, especially with space jump, is very broken. And there's his morph ball pickup. And his various suit. I'm sure he feels very behind right now. That's a bomb locked at him. A Phantom Core pickup that was next door. Here is presentiment. I present to you the imminent end. I would turn on screw attack because there's tangleweed and stuff in these rooms. You do not have high jump. If you done, you could have gotten away with just space jumping your way through that. This one too is going to have to bomb jump a little bit. Oh, there you go. All right, Hotstreak is out, and now we'll hopefully get back on track. All right, so now we're looking for a yellow door. That should be flashing, as all other bosses are dead. He did scan quite a bit of it. I don't know if he saw the... Nah, that hasn't revealed too much. All right, and there's a mother in front, and this is where I meant that space jump was very much required. It's a very tall climb here. Oh, that's a good lineup for the Rinka. I'll get a few missile shots in before that defreezes. That's just a little too low. Well, that's perfect. Don't fall all the way down. All right. Okay, 3.5 minute escape. So how the escape timer is decided, there is a bit of math involved depending on the size of the rooms. So sometimes a bigger room will add a lot of time, but the room itself doesn't have much substance, so it's an easy run through. Fleury trying to deboost and kind of getting stuck with that. Yeah, I forgot to mention. So the damage boosting being broken in the current state of planets. As he's deboosted right now, if he were to time another deboost while going faster, would actually increase his speed even more. Think of Moonfall in SM. That's correct, Leslie. It has been fixed for the next update. Animation is actually pretty nice. It's gonna look a lot more like Super Metroid movement when Samus does deboost. That little backflip. The deboosting, the normal deboost is intended. The increasing the speed of the deboost is not. But is being allowed for the tournament for this sake. As we know, it's going to be patched out. So there's our elevator. All right. Give your GGs in chat for Fleury, our winner for today for game 2. With a race time of 53:19. And we'll move on to the next bracket. So Hotstreak now is going to probably head towards Kraid. Let's see that item order. Bombs, wave, long beam, and hello Fleury. GG, sir.
Thanks.
How did that seed go?
I mean, it felt great in the beginning until the one spot in criteria I checked had the major progression. to go.
Yeah. So
because I saw the 2 rooms that almost always have majors in that zone. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find bombs. Cool.
oh, bombs was almost your last item. So there was a bit of a split there. Fleury found ice, didn't find wreck ship, and left. So he got ahead of you.
You mean Hotstreak?
Sorry, Hotstreak. Sorry. Until he started running into morph checks.
Yeah.
You didn't find ice, but you went into wreck shit, which ended up being the right move there, and found morph ball and barrier. So even with you backtracking, that gave you the lead, and basically the rest is history.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that particular AI entry wanted high jump, but I didn't think so. I missed it somewhere in criteria. I don't know. Must have been one of the... I mean, it couldn't have been the spot to the right, because that required ice jump to or ice beam to progress. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look. But,
the interesting about that room, and me and Gorder had looked at it, was that it's pathed to require everything, but you don't actually need everything.
Oh, the AI hub entry.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So even though you see a spring check, you could bomb it because the button is too far away.
Right. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that one. I'm used to that coming up from the bottom instead of the top, and I know runners will do rooms with the same name that have a different gimmick. Okay.
No one does that.
Not at all. So
we don't have 100 best reveals.
But you gotta. I think you still gotta make that push. Yeah, that was it. Like once the logic said you're going to criteria, wreck ship I thought was going to be a play that I was going to make. And just knowing that AI hub entry is like 80% of the time going to be your first room, I was like, well, I'm going to need Spacer, I'm going to need bombs or spring, I'm going to need some form of either ice, high jump, or space jump to get through the brain room. Yeah, so I think wreck ship in that particular setting on that world.
The bare minimum for that room is actually Spacer, morph, bombs. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, because you could avoid the Metroid.
Yeah, I've done that. You generally want screw for that, but you can do it without. And then the CPU room, you need some form of elevation, but yeah.
You know, so Hotstreak's in the A room right now, and I'm like, go to the right, go to the left, go to the left. There's always a major on the left. Where Spring was.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't seen that map, and I was like...
It doesn't show up often.
These guys... I was going to find a way to get to the left corner and re-entry and just shoot your name when it popped up on the author's name, because these goddamn Mario rooms always get me somehow, some way. The Luigi room has probably cost me like 5 hours of my life combined, so...
L?
Yeah.
Well, if you come back later tonight, I'm highlighting Mario for the community race since yesterday was Mario Day.
Nice, but yeah, I hadn't seen that one before, and then when I saw it looks at first like a wave check, but it's not. You just gotta.
Right. I think we got a forfeit. I think we have a forfeit. Let me double check.
Yeah, in the race room. So anyway, I'll hop out to let Hotstreak hop on here.
You can stick around if you want. No one's kicking you out. We'll see if he takes the interview. And here we have Hotstreak. GG, sir.
Yeah, GG. I You messed up real bad.
A little bit, but not as like you found. So the main split here was you found ice, and then decided to go, and that
Yeah.
allowed you to push forward and get spore spawn. But then you kept running into dead ends and kept searching further. Fleury found wreck ship first.
Yeah.
Didn't find ice though. Finds Varia and Morph Ball, goes, then gets stuck, goes back. But that wasn't like it's actually easier to get stuck at the beginning than stuck at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the beginning you have less to look for. At the end you have everything.
Yeah. Was ice needed for wrecked ship?
No.
Okay.
I needed it to get past the room to the right of the landing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, ice was hard required for that.
High jump is somewhere in that zone and early in the logic list. I don't know where.
It is so
It
you
was-
scanned the top end of a room just above Turnova.
Is that where high jump is?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this one, right? This high jump?
Yeah, so like that first vertical column to the right of the ship.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like your first race of the tournament, Skyhawk, where you got stuck on a room for like 20
No,
minutes.
No. That's
A
Kaze.
lot.
That was Kaze
Was it Kaze? I thought it was you.
with the wave lock room. No, I did get stuck on a room. But yeah,
I forgot about this connection.
Okay,
In
okay,
this
so no, I
fusion
sorry,
room.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, so I got stuck in a room, but I had nowhere else to go.
Right.
Right? So I did spend the first half hour looking for the item. So for context for people who are listening in, I played the first match of the tournament. There was a room with a missile block that I could not see it. And I kept missing it by a tile. And I spent half an hour trying to look for it. But because I had no other access to the map, I didn't have much where to go. I ended up winning the game because my opponent was missing wave beam from something he missed. He went right by it. But at that time, he had almost the entire world available to him. So he started searching everywhere for it. And that allowed me to go right past him. I actually finished 20 minutes ahead of him. So it's these late mishaps like that are usually very costly to the runners.
Yeah.
And it's not
No,
like what you
it's-
were doing was wrong, because
As soon as I found wrecked ship, I'm like, if he found this early, I am so screwed.
I was worried though that wreck ship had more, because he picked
Yeah.
those up and you picked those up and you left, Fleury, and I'm like, wow, is there still something
Yeah.
left in the room?
I mean, it happens, but a 3 major wrecked ship?
Because it was early and it was easily accessible. So
Varia and Morph in the same room was interesting.
yes,
Didn't know that
That's
was
a-
possible.
that's 3 items in the same three majors in the same room has happened. Ask MST.
Hmm.
He's not too happy about that. It was in the
Yeah, we
Zelda
had
room.
the Zelda 1 room.
Yeah.
Had 3 beams. That
Coast.
was kind of funny.
Was that that's the Westlake, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. Like there's definitely a reason to say, but the whole reason I went into wreck ship early was because it got sent to criteria early. But I hadn't seen any majors at the time in criteria, and it's not like the wreck ship elevator was far from the entrance. So I was like, okay, I'll see if I can find majors in criteria. And when I found the 2 spots that usually have majors, they were bomb locked. And I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna spend 10 minutes in wreck ship. Let's just go. Surely nothing bad will happen. But something bad happened.
Yeah.
And Hotstreak. So you know that elevator room into Presentiment is actually pathed to require everything. I found this out during practice. So we did try to kind of make it common knowledge that really, like in this match, Presentiment has nothing available. It's
Okay.
you're going in there as soon as you got everything, and even then, the pathing for that room does not really require you to have everything, even though it says you need to.
Yeah.
Because like you can get in there with like 4 majors and get through it.
Well, the diabolical version of that room is if it's your escape exit, which has happened before in not in this tournament, but I've had
No.
that room come up as the exit, and it's like surprise.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad that happened. That it happened this way because would like to see more variety. It's like how Bubble Tea so far has had like the same Mother Brain room like 50% of the time, and it's a freebie.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so Fleury, you don't know your opponent yet. They still have to play a match on Saturday.
Yep.
Putting your money on anybody?
I don't know. It depends on if Koopa decides to throw. If Koopa doesn't throw, it's going to be very close. If Koopa does decide to say, "Hey, I got phase on at the very beginning. Let's turn this on," then
You
better
say
watch
that.
the video.
You say that, but that's how he won his first game. He just went in there and it was a free Torian.
I don't know, man. I've watched I've caught probably all but one or two of the matches, and there's been some throwing for content that I've seen on his races more so than everybody else. And like, if he decides to play it seriously, he's really good.
All right, guys. Any last thoughts on the race before we head out for the day?
I really liked these areas. They were very fun.
Yeah, they are, and then I've already started practicing for next week. Next week's seeds are going to be super interesting. They're definitely not going to be short runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to be a little long. All right, guys. Well, GG's to the both of you. Well, for the tournament, right now we've only got one other match scheduled. It's game 3 of Metroid MST versus King Koopa Lord. That'll be this Saturday at 3 p.m. Other than that, we're a little quiet. We do have our community races. We got one tonight, and then one again should be on Friday, unless Amada decides to cancel again. Around 8:15. If you guys are interested, just head on over to our Discord. Oop. Put that in there.
I just looked around too. We have Best World.
Yes. I did the first time I practiced it. Actually, Wave Beam took a while to get because it was not a best world start. So, but it's likely it's going to be Wave Beam early all the time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, on behalf of myself, the runners, the awesome guy didn't do very well trekking. Skyhawk, you're a bad guy. And for us, we see the tournament on SG. We'll see you guys next mission.